Hey y'all, hi, welcome back to my channel. It is that time again. I am swimming, absolutely, practically drowning in empties. So today, buckle up, sit down, get ready, grab yourself a tea because we're gonna dive deep into some trash talk. I've got an abundantly full bag here, the same old bag that I collect all of my empties in every single time since we have been doing this. And we're just gonna kind of loot around in this here satchel and get into it. Now, I can't remember if in my last empties I made this announcement, but thanks to Walmart's new program with TerraCycle, I am no longer buying TerraCycle boxes, and it's kind of like the best thing that's happened to me. So any customer can walk into a Walmart and go to the customer service desk and be like, "Hi, hello, could you please dispose of my empties for me?" And they'll take your bag, although you might actually have to tell the customer service people what exactly you're talking about, because the last time I went, they were like, "What?" So there's that. There's a learning curve for the employees themselves, but as a whole, I'm so grateful for that program because it's saved me, you know, several $100s in not needing to buy the boxes myself. And honestly, we've had this conversation. The responsibility shouldn't be on the consumer to be solely responsible for the disposal of the products that we use. I don't think there is a single thing in my bag here that can actually be properly recycled through normal channels. So less TerraCycle. And also I think that Pact, the same company that originally partnered with Mob Beauty, is now inside of local Winners, if you're in Canada, I guess. So you can walk into a Winners and kind of similar to what you might see. I think that there's also a Pact box in Sephora's now. And that's, you know, more specific to like beauty products. I wouldn't necessarily be bringing my like giant empty containers of like body wash and putting it in the Packed disposal bins at Winners or Sephora. And I'm pretty sure it's at Sephora. Don't quote me on that. But I would definitely, you know, collect all of my like small items, especially including like makeup packaging. I think mascara tubes are probably one of the most difficult things to, number one, clean, but also to dispose of. And I do have a mascara in here. And why don't I just dig that right out and talk about it, because it is not something I will ever repurchase. And that is the Tower 28 mascara, which so many people freaking love, and I just don't get the hype. This did not work for me at all. I will forever continue to go back to my Essence. In fact, I have an empty one right here. The Get Big Lashes Volume Boost in Waterproof. It's a phenomenal, inexpensive, so affordable, but so effective mascara that you can get at the drugstore. And I really truly don't understand what all of the hype is with the Tower 28, because it did nothing for my lashes. It wouldn't help them keep the curl. They just looked piecey. I didn't get the full fluff that I usually like to accomplish. So it was an attempt, and we shall not be attempting again. Luckily, I didn't pay full price for this. It was a full size that was inside of one of those like Sephora kits. So I feel a little bit grateful for that, but yeah. 2 mascaras, one meh, one yes. And I have already a backup of this. I'm actually currently using the e.l.f. Big Mood Waterproof Mascara, which I also really love. And it's coming to that season where I need the waterproof mascara more than anything. It's gonna start getting cold and windy, and I'm gonna start snowboarding soon. You know, as soon as that first snow falls, and I just really need that waterproof protection when I'm outside and battling the elements. So sorry, Tower 28. away you go. There's not too many other makeup empties. The only thing I think, I will likely find something at the bottom of the bag later, but the only thing that's kind of in that same category is this EOS the Fixer Lip Ointment, which I bought last winter and took me, you know, probably 6 months to finish. I used it frequently and then one day decided to actually read the back, and it says to not use more than 3 to 4 times daily. So if you're buying like a medicated lip chap, folks, just read the back, I guess, and it was fine. There are other lip balms and lip chaps that I prefer. It was just something that I picked up at the drugstore in a pinch, and it did the job. But apparently you can't use it more than 3 to 4 times a day, and then what's the point? I have two, well, one and like a quarter fragrance empty. I finally finished my Vanilla Woods from Seven Virtues, one of my all-time favorite fragrances, and this is the one that actually comes in the spray. Obviously there's nothing in there rather than the roller ball, which I really prefer this delivery system, I think, to the roller ball. The last time I had the roller ball, it like, something happened to the ball itself, so it wasn't like, even though it wasn't moving, it was still kind of like dispensing liquid. So I think I actually lost out on quite a lot of product, and it just ended up spilling in my makeup bag, and that sucked. Love this, and I've actually never purchased the full size of this, even though I love it so much. I just prefer the convenience of the travel sizes, and I also just don't use perfume frequently enough, or just enough in general to kind of warrant that. Plus, again, I like the travel size. Now, this is a teeny tiny sampler, but I actually finished this so fast. And this is going to appear probably in one of my favorites, so I'm not going to say too much about this, but this is a tester version of the fragrance Creme Couture from Sniff. I have a new favorite. I have a new favorite. I have a new fragrance. It is phenomenal. I went through that again so quickly. Okay, I finally finished my Naturium Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50, and I've already started my backup. It's just such a lovely, wonderful daily moisturizing sunscreen. And again, now that the weather is getting much, much cooler, that's the kind of sunscreen that I want to have on my face, because it's going to help combat the dryness of winter here in Ontario, but also give me that SPF protection that I want, even if I'm not spending that much time outside. However, as we have learned, that is not the appropriate sunscreen to wear on the top of a mountain out west. No, no, no. SPF 50 mineral sunscreen is required with frequent reapplication. I have a couple candle empties here. The first is the Fireside fragrance from Mala the brand. I have recently been purchasing many of Mala the brand's candles. It just so happens that Indigo sells them here in Canada, which was great that I can like get my hands on them in person. I don't have to order and worry about shipping and all of that. And the few candle scents that I've tried so far have been absolutely phenomenal. This one was such a unique and lovely version of that kind of like fireside scent that we usually kind of see more of this time of year. But this is not just kind of like wood burning fire. There's also like lavender in it. So it's got this really lovely, warm, kind of sweet floral note to it that just really gives it a kind of maturity and uniqueness. And then obviously these candles also have the wooden wick, so you do kind of get that like nice crackling effect while it's lit. And yeah, I just had such a wonderful time burning this candle. And okay, let's not throw those anymore. It also has a really lovely throw. So I'm in a reasonably sized 1-bedroom apartment, and when I had that lit, I could smell it everywhere, which was just lovely. But it also wasn't too overpowering and like cloying. So love that. The next candle is the Coffee Table book from Anecdote Candles, and it's just the small size. This is 3.4 ounces. And with an estimated like 20 to 25 hours of burn time, and smells like style icons and aspirational lifestyles. with the notes of vetiver and citrus. Honestly, it just smells like, when it's not lit, because there's still a little bit of wax in here, it smells like really delicious boy. But it was a lovely, very mature scent that kind of skews away from my typical more like gourmand fragrances that I like to have in my house. But it was really, really enjoyable. I actually bought 2 of the candles from that brand and gifted one to my mom, and I think she's also really enjoying it. The rest of the stuff in here I think is just general skincare, but I'm gonna get the body stuff out of the way if I can manage that. Because the rest, I think, oh, there's one more fragrance empty. I knew that would happen. This is the Brazilian Crush Caramelized Vanilla and Macadamia scent from Sol de Janeiro. I'm not a huge fan of their like original scent, and there's a few of their other fragrances that are like sweeter and fruitier and more floral, and I don't gravitate towards those scents. But the description of this one really intrigued me, and again, love vanilla, and I do sometimes like kind of an undercurrent of like a nutty fragrance. So this was lovely. It's a body mist, so it doesn't have the same tenacity as like an actual, you know, eau de toilette kind of perfume has, which is also okay for the Sol de Janeiro scents because they're quite intense. So I don't know if you would want to have the like full intensity of the scent on you all day long, but it's just was nice to kind of throw in the mix and explore something else without risking, you know, a higher price point by trying out a perfume that I might not have liked. And I actually do have a second one of these that's also open on my vanity in my bedroom right now. So there's something. All right, the body. I've got a deodorant empty from Native. This is the Jasmine and Cedar scent, which is one of the only scents that I've found that you can find in the drugstore that I've loved as much as the limited edition scents that you can actually buy online from their website. So that was really such a pleasure. And again, I have been using Native deodorants for so long at this point. They really work for me unless I'm like having a really stress sweaty kind of day and like my left armpit just activates and, you know, nothing can combat it except for like gallons of water in a shower. And even then sometimes the left armpit and my like stress sweat pit just won't go away. But the Native deodorant has just been my best friend for years now, and the Jasmine and Cedar scent is really lovely. Also, obviously a unisex scent, which is also nice too. Love the scent of jasmine. I love the scent of cedar. So the first time I kind of got a whiff of this in the drugstore, I was like, oh, okay, I think this will actually be a scent that works with my body chemistry. Let's try it out. And when I realized that I liked it, of course, I bought many backups. I've got one in my backpack. I've got another brand new one open on the vanity. But if you follow me on Instagram, a few weeks ago, I went into Shoppers Drug Mart and discovered that Native heard and answered my prayers, and Sugar Cookie is back and better than ever. And it comes in a body wash now, and it's also available in Shoppers Drug Mart. So of course I bought several. I've got a teeny tiny hand cream here from Cake Beauty. It is the heavy cream hand balm, rich vanilla shea butter, deeply nourishing. Just a lovely little purse cream. Use that right up. Every now and then I do love to use Cake products. Got this body lotion from Attitude. It's their Baby Leaves line. Obviously, it is their baby line. It's for babies, but also any bodies. And this is the Good Night scent slash almond milk. It's a very gentle, soft kind of baby scent, but it's not that like powdery baby powder fragrance. It's just kind of lavendery with that like the subtle sweetness of almond milk. And this was just something that I had on my bedside table. I always need to have a cream at my bedside table. I like to make sure that I'm moisturized before I go to bed. And when I'm having a hard time sleeping, having scents like this just really kind of help to mellow me out. And it took me so long to use, obviously, because that's a full-size body lotion that you would be using on the entire surface area of an infant. But I really enjoyed it. It's got a very nice texture. It's a nice formula. And if you too, like, I have very sensitive and sensitized skin, especially right now. So that's just a lovely formula that doesn't have any kind of irritation to it. The next one, I finally finished the Naturium Biolipid Restoring Body Lotion. Fragrance free, also great if you've got any kind of sensitivity. But it was just fine. There are other lotions that I like and that my skin prefers. This was just okay, and I don't know if you can tell, I don't think so, but with the light shining through it, I can see that there's still quite a lot of product left on the inside of this bottle, but because it's a pump and it's such a thick formula, it's quite difficult to kind of get the rest of that out of the container. When I was having a hard time pumping it out, I've got a jar by my desk that I just kind of fill anytime I've got a situation like this. So I just had it sitting upside down in the jar to kind of let any of that, like, really the movable product kind of distribute into a better component for making sure that I could use as much as possible. But there's still a significant amount in here that I'll just never be able to get out, and that's a little frustrating. Obviously, with like the body wash and the same component, it's a completely different consistency. So if you do turn it upside down and like on its side, you can get most of it out. But with a lotion of this kind of thickness, I don't know what to do. And I find that frustrating. I guess I could get one of those like beauty spatulas. Tried that before. Anyways, I just don't think I'll be repurchasing that anyway, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. But one product that I do repurchase time and again and will continue to repurchase until the universe takes it away from me is the Derma-E Jasmine and Vanilla Ultra Moisturizing Shea Body Lotion with colloidal oatmeal and vegan hyaluronic acid. It is my absolute all-time favorite body lotion. I continue to try others and I keep going back to this one, and every time I see it, I buy multiples because it's just so good. Again, I love vanilla, I love jasmine. The combination of this is just so soft. It's not overpowering. And there is just something magical about the formula of this lotion that does wonders to my skin. It makes my skin so soft and leaves my skin feeling so hydrated and nourished, and it doesn't leave my skin feeling greasy. So like I can put this lotion on and then within a few minutes put on like a pair of leggings or you know, just even jeans without feeling that like horrible sticky resistance that you would with some other lotions. And yeah, overall it's just truly one of my all-time favorites. It's a hero product for me, a holy grail product for me, and just I cannot say enough good things about it. And even with the fragrance that this has, I find that my skin, even when I'm, you know, suffering from kind of these like psoriasis outbreaks, it doesn't make it any worse. And in fact, because it's got that colloidal oatmeal in it, it does actually help to soothe. So yay, love you Derma-E, please never take this away from me. This is right at the top, so we may as well have a little chat about it. It's the Flamingo Foaming Shave Gel. Khaki is the one who put me onto this. I found it available at Shoppers Drug Mart. It's a pretty reasonable price point, and as she says, it really is just a good solid shave cream. Like there's just something really, really good about this shaving cream. When I'm not using a shaving cream, because obviously I don't love to purchase things in these kind of components, they're just difficult to recycle, and like thank goodness once again for TerraCycle, but I will just use like conditioner if I'm not loving the conditioner and just switch it up for my legs and, you know, the other bits and bobs that need to be shaved. But every now and then it is just nice to have an actual shaving cream or shaving gel, and this one is absolutely really nice. Khaki is not lying to you when she says that, and neither am I. Okay, I've got 3 hair products here. Or hair related products, which is a rarity because it usually takes me so long to use them up. The first is this InnerSense Clarity Conditioner. I believe I had already spoken about the shampoo, which was lovely. I do really like InnerSense products, but I just didn't find anything particularly special about this conditioner. I'm actually using another conditioner right now that I really do like and find does make a difference with my hair. This one just didn't. When I'm using conditioner, it has to actually do something. Like I need to notice a difference. I don't want it just to like go onto my hair for 2 minutes in the shower, rinse out, and then do absolutely nothing. So probably not going to repurchase this again, but I think that's just a personal preference and nothing directly against InnerSense, because again, I do love a lot of their products. This is my very battered Luna Nectar Mars Sand Volumizing Adaptogenic Dry Shampoo with Horsetail and Hishawu. I've had this for years. They don't even make it in this package anymore. In fact, earlier this year, they released this in a completely new package with a completely new delivery system. And I think there's significantly less product. This is 170 grams or 6 ounces, which is like a lot of dry shampoo. It took me so long to use, but it's got a really lovely smell and it was just really effective. And I think I've mentioned this before, I do not use spray dry shampoos. I have been using powder dry shampoos for years and years and years, and this one is definitely one of the best that I've tried. So if you are into powder dry shampoos and you're looking to try a new one, or you're intrigued by powder dry shampoos, I would definitely recommend this one from Luna Nectar. It is lovely and it smells lovely. It doesn't have like a sweet or cloying scent to it. It's just very like fresh. It's got sweet orange essential oil and peppermint. But I want to say that there's also, I thought there was rosemary in here for some reason, but there's not. And I don't know if they reformulated, because again, I've just been using and holding on to this one for so long, but at least the original formula was truly wonderful. And it's also made with love in Canada. Love to support local Canadian brands. Okay, then next is this Better Roots Scalp. Why did I say that weird? Better Roots Scalp and Hair Oil from Evolve. And this smells so delightful. I don't know what's in it that makes it smell so good, but it smells lovely. And I have been trying to do hair oiling at least like once a month or whenever I remember it. So even though this is only 30 milliliters, it did take me quite a while to actually use all the way through. But it is just nice sometimes to do that full hair oil ritual. And when I do it, I really like to saturate my hair, and I do just a touch, like whatever's left on my hands after I've massaged my scalp, I'll do it on my ends, and then I usually like wrap my hair in a muslin cloth, or I'll just put a very, very, very soft towel over my pillowcase just so I'm not like staining my pillowcases, and then I sleep in it and then wash it out the next day. It was lovely. Now I kind of would be interested to see how this would perform and kind of help to treat my scalp right now, because I've in the last couple of months had patches of like scalp psoriasis breaking out, which has been very troublesome and a challenge to deal with. And it would just, I have a couple other hair oils right now that are more focused on like treatment, but I would be curious to know how this would kind of interact with that. There's nothing in the ingredient list that I could see that would be inflammatory for the issue that I'm experiencing, but I also do not need to purchase another hair product right now. I'm a little overwhelmed with the hair products that I have currently going on, but I think I probably will repurchase this when the time comes for me to add another hair oil back to my collection. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 minis here, so I'll address those just to get them out of the way. None of these I actually purchased. They were all kind of like a gift with purchase, and I would say all of them were great. One of them I've used before, which is the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm, which is just a truly lovely, wonderful, deliciously scented, it's the original version, cleansing balm. And there's still water left in there. Great, love it. And I am that person that loves a mini because I don't live with my partner. So on the weekends, like I need to have small size things, and it's just nice to have. And I always do a double cleanse at night, and in the morning I use my like primary cleanser or my first cleanse to wash my face in the morning. So this is just a lovely, really effective makeup cleansing balm that is always just nice to have around. The next one is this Clarins Multi-Active Day Cream, which was just a sample option the one time I ordered from Clarins, and it was fine. Oh, there was a whole squirt left in there. Whoops. It's got kind of a pink tone. I'm just gonna use that on my hands because why not? It's got, honestly, kind of that like definitely mature woman fragrance that a lot of like OG beauty brands have. Not my favorite. It's very perfumey, which is something I would actually prefer not to put on my face because that's not a natural fragrance, but it was fine. I likely will not ever purchase the full size of that. The next one is the RMS Beauty Re-Evolve Radiance Locking Primer. And I'm not really a primer girly, but this was actually really lovely. And even though this is a 5 milliliter like little sample, it took me quite a while to use, but it was nice. And there's also like another little squeezy in here. Actually similarly colored to that Clarins product. It's got this nice pinky tone and it's not a shimmer, but there is a radiance to it. And this one smells lovely. This one has the kind of fragrance in it that I adore, and it smells natural. And I think if I was in the market for a primer, I would probably put this at the very top of my list. It's really, really, really nice. Then there is this First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. Again, I love a mini. This is a perfect purse size. It's the kind of cream that you can use anywhere on your body. So in a pinch, if you don't have a face cream and you are having a sleepover, if this is in your purse, it's something that you can put on your face. Also, it's just a really nice hand and body lotion. And I actually bought my boyfriend the full size, or maybe the like extra large size, for Christmas last year, and it's currently in his bathroom. So it's just a really lovely all-around cream that's safe for sensitive skin. Important. This was a gift with purchase, and it is the EMPTIES Hosanna H2O Skin Plumping Serum. What does this say? There was 0.3 fluid ounces. It says that there was 10 milliliters in here. Absolutely there was not. There was like maybe 5, but it was a really interesting serum, and I just pulled out the dropper there, and it's it's got this like really dark brown color to it, and it's just a really, really interesting product, and not one of those like really like wet and uber hydrating serums. Like you definitely have to, it's not a serum that you can just leave on your skin on its own. It's definitely like a layering product. I don't know, it intrigued me, and EMPTIES is pretty expensive, but I might consider buying the full size because I did really like what I experienced when I was trying that out. Got an eye cream and some serums here. So the eye cream is my beloved Cocoa Kind eye cream, and this is the revitalizing eye cream. It's lovely. It's the one that has the nice metal angled applicator, so it's very soothing and cooling if you prefer to put things on that way. Even with an applicator like this though, usually I squirt it onto my finger and then apply, but it's just a really beautiful eye cream, and it is available at the drugstore. It's a little bit higher on the like drugstore price point, but I love Cocoa Kind products, and this eye cream just really actually does something nice. And that will be making its way back into circulation as kind of the winter months approach. Then I've got this Begin Again Renewing Vitamin B3 Serum from Bondi Sands, which I really enjoyed. My skin really likes zinc. This has 10% niacinamide and 1% zinc. So if you're kind of fighting active breakouts, this is a really good serum. It's got a really nice, like, it's not a watery serum. It's kind of what I would consider like a true serum consistency, a little bit cloudy, lovely. And then it's another one that you absolutely do need to layer other products on, but I actually really enjoyed that. And I like Bondi Sands. Again, it's another thing that you can buy at the drugstore, and it at that minimum level like meets my cruelty-free priorities. So I like that. I enjoyed it. And it took me quite a while to get through that as well. This is the 3-Ship Skin Hero Bakuchiol and Calendula Bioretinol Serum. I loved this. Loved the scent of it. Loved the texture. Loved what it did to my skin. My only beef with this, and I've talked about this before, is that the directions say apply 2 to 3 drops. And this component has a pump. But I think it was just a specific run of products that ended up with this component, because I have seen the other ones that do come with a dropper. So that's just like a semantics nitpicky kind of thing. But the product itself is really lovely, and it is something that I definitely want back in my skincare routine. I think I've actually finished all of my sort of like treatment serums, so I'm in need of a new one at some point, and I think this is probably top of the list to repurchase. The next time I'm at the detox market probably, but that's also a very dangerous place for me to go. Don't let me alone in there. Oh, I guess this is technically a mini too. It was part of a set that I bought. It's the Forest Awakening line from Tatcha, and this is the Hinoki body wash. It's more of a travel size versus a mini, and I love this. It smells so lovely and fresh, and it's like got exfoliant in it, like physical exfoliant, so it just kind of had that nice like gritty kind of scratchy feel, but like not overly abrasive at all. It was just kind of that nice scrubby feeling, and truly a delight to use in the shower. This also came with a little body oil and then the lotion, all in the same fragrance, and honestly a really beautiful line. Tatcha is another brand that's quite high up there in terms of price point, but I would probably just purchase the little set again if it was available, because it's just nice to have, and again, good for travel. Okay, I've got, I guess, 2 kind of like treatment-y things here. We've got my very last remnant from Tanit, my Tanit order that I placed like a million years ago. And this is the Silky Face Scrub with prickly pear seed oil. I've mentioned this before, but the brand is wonderful. And the products that I bought in their kind of face line that have this prickly pear seed oil in it are phenomenal. The lotion, the cream was wonderful. The prickly pear seed oil was wonderful. And this face scrub was also really lovely. And every now and then I do love a physical exfoliator. It's not something that I use frequently, which is why this took me so long to get through, but it was really lovely and pretty gentle and just smelled great. And another Canadian brand that I do just love supporting. And I just love the aesthetics of the packaging too. It's just very simple and kind of like natural looking. I love it. Then there is the Bloom Effects Dutch Dirt Mask. I was not sure how I felt about this when I first opened it. It took me a minute to kind of come around to this product, but once I did, I was like, oh damn, this is good. I'm not crazy about the scent of it, but it's a really powerful, very potent face mask. It is one that dries down completely, which I personally really struggle with. I like a face mask that kind of stays moist, for lack of a better word. But every now and then, especially if I'm getting like congestion issues around my nose and my chin, which are my 2 problem areas where congestion is concerned, it is nice to have a mask like this that's gonna do a like deep purge of your pores. And the Dutch Dirt Mask is just, it is really lovely. And I got this in a little set that I bought 2 years ago, and then finally opened this and started using it. And yeah, I think it's definitely something that I will buy again eventually. I've got a couple masks open right now, so I don't want to add any more because too many masks stress me out, because I just don't mask that often. It's something that doesn't bring me innate joy. But you know, when the time comes for me to replenish my mask section, that's top of the list, I think. Okay, I've got 2 cleansers, which we'll get out of the way. The first is this coconut water firming cleanser from Andalou Naturals. Quite a lot of product here. This is 5.5 fluid ounces or 163 milliliters, and it's got that foaming style pump, which I find just like very enjoyable. There's nothing quite like squeezing out a whole pile of foam into your palm. And this is just a really lovely cleanser. It's very effective, but nice to use in the morning, like not too stripping, and a great second cleanse at nighttime. Also a nice product if you're doing any face shaving, because it does have that like intense foam consistency. So just putting that out there for any of my girlies, gays, or theys that want to get some face shaving out of the way. This is nice, and it's gentle. It smells really lovely, and it's just a nice solid cleanser. Then this came as a surprise to me because, as we've discussed multiple times before, I don't particularly love anything that I've tried from Ren Skincare before. Maybe only the like toner in the orange bottle. I think it's their AHA toner. Otherwise, even though I keep trying, I keep failing to find something that I like. But this was actually something that I really liked. It is the Rosa Centifolia #1 Purity Cleansing Balm. For all skin types, it purifies and removes makeup. What a lovely cleanser. So beautiful. It's got that makeup, that like balm texture when you first take it out of the tube and put it on your face, but as soon as the water touches it, it emulsifies, and it was just really, really lovely. And it smells beautiful because it's got that rose in it. Oh, I just really enjoyed it. Now, my only caveat is that this is not one that you really want to get near your eyes. It definitely stings a little if it gets in and around your eyeballs, so that is just something to be aware of, and a little bit disappointing when you are talking about a cleansing balm, because one of the reasons why we love a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil is that it's really gonna get that eye makeup off. And when we go in with our second cleanse, that's a product that we usually don't typically want to go in scrubbing around our eyes with. So I at least rely on the first cleanse to do the bulk of the work, specifically with my eye makeup. And when your cleanser gives you the stinging eyeballs, it's a little unfortunate, but otherwise I really had no complaints about this, and I think it will probably make it into my collection at some point again. Surprised, so surprised. Okay, the rest of this here are all lotions and potions. The first is another from Andalou Naturals. It's actually part of the same line as that cleanser. It is the Coconut Water Visibly Firm Day Cream. Another truly lovely face cream. Obviously a great complement to the cleanser, but something that I think I would only really use in the spring and summer. I don't think this packed enough of a hydration punch for me to carry into the fall and winter, because my skin does get a lot drier. And I just hate the sensation of dry skin to begin with. So I just pack on the moisturizers in the fall and winter anyways, even if my skin doesn't look dry. So this was definitely something even when the temperatures were kind of fluctuating, that I was layering. But overall, it was nice. Don't know if I would repurchase that though. Then we have this ultra hydrating and repair cream called Nudie from Dr. Robux. This is also something that I discovered at Shoppers Drug Mart, and it's kind of like in the higher end aisle, but it doesn't have like a full section. It's kind of like on one shelf, and you sort of have to look at it. It's not at every single Shoppers Drug Mart, but Dr. Robux is a brand based out of Australia, and this was a really interesting and intense hydrating cream. It's got one of those kind of like, I don't know, like gravity pumps in it. So there's no actual like tube. It's just kind of like suctions it up. So you can feel how empty it is afterwards, and you're really like utilizing everything that's in there. Is such a dense, thick cream that like kind of went white when it went on your skin, and then you have to like keep rubbing at it to like fully have it like adhere to your skin and sink in. So it was something that I was only using at nighttime. Very, very hydrating. It's just an interesting formula. And I think even the like directions on the external packaging, the component itself doesn't have any directions. It's very like clean and tidy. It basically just has this on the front, but I think it said like it will kind of go white as you're rubbing it in. And I think that I did figure out like some kind of mechanism to lessen that effect, but I can't remember what the magic formula for that was, but it was really nice. And this is one of a number of Dr. Roebuck's products that I've got in my collection. There's a mask and another, I think it's a day cream that's in my kind of backup collection. So I'm definitely eager to break that out and kind of see how it stacks up against that one. Then I have two moisturizers from the brand Teology, which I found at a Rexall in Whistler when I was there in the springtime. I ran out of my moisturizers and there was like a 2-for-1 deal. I think they were like in a set. And this one is the Matcha Fresh Cream Matcha Tea Infusion and Multi-Hydrating Complex. Protects against dryness caused by pollution, and it actually comes out, or came out rather, because there's nothing left in here, in this like really lovely like green gel. I really actually enjoyed the matcha one. It was lovely and definitely a layering lotion for me, but truly, truly lovely, and something that I was only using during the day. Then this one is the Ginger Tea Energizing Aqua Cream, Black Tea Infusion, Ginger, Vitamin C, E, Hyaluronic Acid, and it's for the face and neck. I liked this one less, but it was still fairly lovely. I had never seen or heard of Teology before, so it was also just kind of exciting to try something new. And I wasn't entirely disappointed. The matcha one, like I said, was really nice. This one was just fine. There is this Pacifica Vegan Ceramide Barrier Face Lotion. I'll be honest, I mostly bought this because it said marshmallow on the front. And just the packaging is so cute, and it's a glass bottle. Pacifica just time and again really gets me with their packaging. I just think it's so cute and whimsical, but ultimately this was just fine. There was absolutely nothing overwhelmingly special about this cream. Like, I just didn't notice anything great. I didn't think my skin loved it. It was just fine. It is what it is. I used it. It moisturized my skin while it was on my vanity, but I don't think I'll repurchase this again. And you know, you'd think that I would learn my lesson with Pacifica, because I don't know if I've actually found something from them that I truly, truly, truly love, but they keep getting me. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for marketing. The last moisturizer here is the Bioma Moisturizing Rich Cream with Triceramide Complex, Bakuchiol, and Shea Extract. Super cute packaging. Again, another drugstore product. But it was also one that I just thought was fine. I keep buying these like moisturizers that are marketed as like barrier relief and barrier protection and boosted barrier skin. What is it doing? Maybe this just means that my skin barrier actually isn't compromised. And so this is just kind of helping to maintain the status quo rather than like helping to solve a problem. Could be it, don't know. But it was just fine. Again, I think I was really just more of a sucker for the packaging and the fact that I was excited to like see a new product at Shoppers Drug Mart that again kind of hit my little keys there in terms of being the vegan and cruelty-free kind of situation. Just call me a sucker. Anyways, last but not least, we've got a little essential oil here. This is the Now essential oil, and it is the 100% pure lavender. It is the 30 milliliter version, which is pricey. Buying this much essential oil it doesn't come cheap, but I've got a little diffuser light in my bedroom, and I do just really love it's it doesn't like blow air. It's just got like a little pot of water that heats up with the lamp's light bulb. So it's not blowing the essential oils into the air. There's no mist associated. It's just kind of like it warms up the water and then it slowly evaporates, which is really lovely. And the light itself is just so pretty. But again, before bedtime, especially if I'm having a hard time sleeping, it's just really, really lovely to fill up the little cup in this light with some water and just, you know, between 5 and 12 drops of your favorite essential oil. For me, it's always kind of lavender. And then it just makes the whole room smell so lovely and calming. And I love my essential oils, and I love my essential oil diffusers, and I'm not like rubbing it on my skin. The only essential oil that I actually put on my skin is tea tree, and that's only if and when I have like severe intense breakouts that just like need to be zapped. The essential oils that I have are blends that I put into diffusers, and I love them, and I'm also very careful with them around my cat, which is why the one in my bedroom is nice that it doesn't like actually like squirt anything into the air. There's no mist that could land on her skin. But love me a lavender essential oil. And it took me so long to get through, because 30 milliliters when you're only using a few drops at a time, like basically takes up an eternity. Anyways, that is all of my empties. I'm so glad that I finally did this, because now I can take that bag full of stuff. I can stop swimming. I can stop treading water in this sea of empties, and I can just take it away to Walmart and let TerraCycle deal with it. And then I can bring that bag home and start the cycle over again. I actually don't think I have any products right now that are even remotely close to being finished, so it's definitely going to be a while before we do this again. But it is always fun to just sit down and go through months and months worth of products and just revisit the times, revisit your life and who you were when you started using those things, you know? Did I sleep better when I started using this lavender oil? Perhaps. Was I a different person? We'll never know. It's lost to the annals of time. Anyways, that is everything from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here and you made it all the way through this video and you love an empties video and you love having a cute fun time, and sometimes you just need a little bit of escapism, I would love for you to become part of the Land Fam. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And for the rest of y'all, you know how much I love you. You know how much I'm so thrilled that you're here with me every single week. And I will see you